Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage,
To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And off we go from Wembley. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They are brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field. You just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
They're going to throw. First play with Mayfield. Grabbed by Chris Godwin. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play.
Hey, come on alert! Come on alert!
First down, here's Baker. He puts some power on a deep one, and there's a man there. It's intercepted. Riley on the game's first series. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate. In this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth, who's going to respond next?
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Not able to get away from the big Vita Vea. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Nix from the gun. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball, left side.
You know what I like about this shot down the field, Kate? It keeps a defense honest. They know defensively, if we overcommit, we could get burned deep.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. They motion the slot man right. To the air, 3rd and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Nice work by the defense on that drive, Brock, as it looks like they're going to get off the field here with a 3 and out.
Yeah, kept them from generating any sort of momentum to give this drive legs. We know offenses, they've got to see the chains move to get it going, but that forcible hit knocked the ball loose.
Man in motion, headed right. Here we go on 4th, Nix. He's on the move. They'll try a deep shot down the left side. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Kate, I don't know what the punter did to hurt people's feelings, because I think the reasoning was pretty clear. They were going to go for it. There's not going to be a punter that touched the field. Not an advisable mindset now as they turn it over in their end of the field.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. That's to his back. Here's Rachaad White. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Sent down by Cody Barton.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Hurry! Point it right. Regular.
The give for the first time to Rachaad White. And second verse, same as the first. He's bottled up at the line of scrimmage.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
And 133. King.
Third down, here's Mayfield. Hauled in by Godwin. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. They'll go left side here with White. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Offense in the hurry up here. Going to the ground again on first. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them first and goal.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Man in motion here. White. And he's going to fight forward and get in. Touchdown! The Buccaneers take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. It's a Rachaad White touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Denver offense taking the field for their second drive. And they sure surprised us, going for 2 in that spot on their last drive. Not sure we're going to see that call come out here again. Here's Williams to start the drive. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. up to make that play. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Nick's now to throw. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he's able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Nix to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he eventually goes out, but not until he's down near the 10. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Handoff goes to Williams, running right. And he takes this one in for the Denver touchdown. The Broncos cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. Going after try is good by Lutz. And the Broncos tie this game 7-7. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. He doesn't like what he sees, so a touchback. They're going to begin at the 30. Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. First and 10 now from the 30. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. That's complete, Mike Evans. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One play in, and this drive is already in. First and 10, it's Mayfield. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Point it right. Regular. Hey, we're 33.
Throwing again is Baker. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
King. Run.
Mayfield to throw again. Escapes the pocket. And he doesn't slide down, and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. Back in a moment with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Buccaneers football as we begin. They're advancing it well as they face second down.
Hey, along the line.
Baker out of the pistol. Rolling left, buying some time.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Broncos bringing out an extra DB. Third down coming up. Putting the tight end in motion. Third down run from White. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love third down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down and they want the ball, but a third down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Receivers running the ball, well, that's become commonplace in the NFL now, and that includes down here in the red zone. In close, a lot less space to work with. You really love your most elusive players to get their hands on the ball.
They motion the tight end over. Handoff on 2nd and short. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They send a man in motion. White does not score. They not only stop him, they backed him up a couple of yards. Offense up to the line fast. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. They're down to their final 1 in this half. It's 2nd and goal. Trying again with White. And somehow he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage before going down. Back-to-back stands at the goal line, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Mayfield now on 3rd and goal. He couldn't hang on, Brock. It looked like a touchdown, but it slips right through his hands, and now it's 4th down.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. It doesn't get much easier than this.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. So here comes the Bronco offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
19 Tiger.
Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Now Nick's on 3rd down. Hits his tight end on the corner route. It's a gain of 22. And the Broncos will have a first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Play action with Nix. He fires one deep down the middle. They connect on the deep shot. Touchdown, Denver. Extra point try now from Lutz. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos take a 4-point lead. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tampa Bay are ready to head out to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mayfield finds his man. It's Godwin. And he'll get it up to the 44. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. Baker now from the gun. He's going to push one deep down the right. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
Baker throwing again. He'll get this complete to White. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Here we go, it's Mayfield. He can't get away. They get the sack and force a turnover on downs.
Coach's challenging to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Finds Mims. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first. From the red zone now. Throw complete to Williams. And he takes this one down to the 10 before hitting that sideline.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Here's Nix. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos grow their lead just before halftime. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense taking over late in the half. They could use something to trim that deficit, and enough time left to maybe get this near field goal range. First down, here's Baker. This is caught by Trey Palmer. And he'll get it up to the 44. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. Completes this one to Otten. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Tampa spends its second timeout now. Sets him up nice and pretty at the 25 following that big play.
Hey, 33. King. Watch out.
First and 10. Here's Mayfield. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play. That one vehemently swatted away. And now it's second down.
Hurry. Up. Watch out.
Mayfield now from the gun. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off Brandon Jones.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. Nix with it on first. Got Williams, and it's complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. He'll throw it. He beams one deep right side. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Here comes the final play of our first half. Looking to throw. Searches, and he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense. Going on a bit of a speed run, it seems. We are flying past halftime and going right to the start of the third quarter. Two quarters to go from London Town, and here we go in our second half. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. First and 10 now from the 30. Running right, it's Williams. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Called down by Christian Izzian. Second and 10 now. Pass taken in by Sutton. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Going left side, Williams with it. He breaks the tackle, and he crosses out of bounds, and now we're going to learn who the penalty flag is on.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Throwing here, Nix. Trying for the deep ball. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. Man, now they face second and long.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Sutton, the man in motion, headed right. Here we go, second and very long. Throw left side, complete. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. This is the type of performance a former quarterback, just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow and he is dicing them.
Throwing on first down, Nix. It's taken in by Williams. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. What a game he has had. Really showed the versatility he's got from the running back position and the wrinkles that he can add to this offense.
Yeah, Kate, you hear it all the time. The quarterback's best friend's a reliable tight end. Well, right next to that reliable tight end is a more dependable pass catch and running back.
They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve third down and 4. Nix from the gun. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Will Lutz getting the call on fourth down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. This one from an even 40 yards out. Bertolet able to knock it through. And that extends their lead to 14.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all, so they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
King.
Drive starts with a carry by White. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
His running back hauls it in deep right. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Point it right. Real. Regular. Hey, we're 33. King. That's right.
1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Has it in close. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. Running on 2nd with White. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Buccaneers start the 2nd half with some needed points. It's a Rachaad White touchdown. McLaughlin tacks on the extra point. And the Buccaneers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos offense all set to go. They've certainly had no issue scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Williams now on 1st and 10. He's contained at the line for no gain. Not able to get away from the big Vita Vea. Nick's looking to throw. Hits his running back. And he's able to cross the 40 before going out. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st. A handoff for Williams, running left. He's got a gain of 6 there. Hauled down by Christian Izien. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
70 Lions. 19 Cardinal. Go.
Another run for Williams. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down. Three quarters in the books from this one. It's the Broncos with the ball, trying to close out what would currently be a win. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. They stay on the ground with Williams. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. It's again at 27 yards to move the chains. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. A handoff to Williams. And he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he takes this one in for the Denver touchdown. The Broncos go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos double their lead to 14. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Fits it through the middle. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just knew.
Oh, no, they get him yet again. That's P.J. Luck. And the Broncos get the football just short of their 20 after the interception and return.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
Straight ahead with Williams. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Second and 6 now. He throws a bullet to the center. He's got it deep downfield. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. A run with Williams. Down the sideline inside the 30. Making defenders pay. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Broncos make it a 3-score game in the fourth. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. That one right down the middle. And the Broncos stretch their lead to 21. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Now the... First and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. That's Evans making the catch outright. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. Baker now. And they pick him off again. Riley Moss with the pick.
4 picks, 1 game. Yeah, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
On first and 10, here's Nix. He lets one fly deep downfield. Brought in inside the 20. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos keep adding to that fourth quarter lead. Extra point try now from Lutz. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos continue piling on to this lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. Here come the Bucs on offense now. And this drive would be a win if they can just hang on to the football, Brock, coming off those back-to-back turnovers. First down, here's Baker. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle.
There was a window there for a moment, but boy, did they close the gap before that throw could arrive.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing again is Baker. Got a man. Palmer has it. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. To throw, Mayfield. Chased out to his right. He's keeping it.
Well, that's an excellent job by the defense. All eyes on the quarterback. When you're playing a quarterback that can escape, well, even though you cover, you still got to cover down and go chase that QB out of bounds before he can get the first down.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. And he'll be touched down after a big play. First down, ball at the 36. Running back sent in motion. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. If only every game could go like this for him, right? He's been fed targets, and it seems like he's not just been able to bring them in, but he's been making good things happen every time he gets that football.
I'm having Marvin Harrison flashbacks right now, Kate. Being on the sidelines, watching that guy work, and in games like this, moments like this, where you can't feed him enough because that defense just simply has no answers.
And they will score. It's a Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers putting up points in a game decided. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And this one's covered by the Broncos hands team. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So now they have 3rd and short. Shotgun snap to Nix. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Wow, they're going to pass it here. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. They'll throw again. Nix. Cut near the goal line. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. We have a timeout call. Now, they don't need points anymore, Brock, but can they resist piling on? Let's see. It's 1st and goal. Williams is across the line for the Denver touchdown. The Broncos put up even more points in a win. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. Lots there to tack on the extra point. And the Broncos grow their lead yet again. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Buccaneers and receiver Mike Evans headed back out. And they can really do what they want with these last couple of snaps afforded to them because the outcome already decided.
Good. Point it right, point it right, point it right. Regular.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. A bit of desperation on this deep shot, and they pick him off again. Riley Moss with the pick. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10.
79 Broncos.
Nix from the gun. Flush down out to his left. Now he takes it. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives a defense and a defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
From the 42. Finds a seam down the middle. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. The timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game. Throwing on first down, Nix. Wow, his first real mistake, that's intercepted. And the Buccaneers make one of their best plays at the end, coming up with the interception on our final snap of the game. So it's a win for the Broncos. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Denver Broncos. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coach. prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game. That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And off we go here in Sao Paulo. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Holding offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Right to the air is Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
It's zone defense right away here defensively, and I know that these linebackers and DBs are going to be tested throughout. They passed the first test, though. This one falls incomplete.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now it's Jackson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. DJ Jones coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their rookie QB, the young man out of Oregon.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Now they'll audible to something else. To throw, here's Nix. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game, watching him try to take away that area of the field.
To throw is Nix. Being chased out left. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. An audible here to get a new look. They're going. It's Nix. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. Play action. Now Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Henry running right. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 34. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Throwing is Jackson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Jackson from the shotgun. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 32 yards. And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Now they'll change things up. They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. They run off tackle right with Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
Now it's Nix. Man open left side. It's his running back with it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Javonte Williams, 45 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up. Lutz with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Javonte Williams who capped it all off with a touchdown reception. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, we're very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. That is caught. Rashad Bateman. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
In motion goes the tight end. After the penalty, it's Henry. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. These two teams all tied after 1. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Real quick, ready?
Running left, here's Mitchell. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. The handoff, running left, Henry. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd down, they go again with Henry. And he gets it down to the 32. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
49 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at him and right up the middle.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. 3rd and 7 now.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Here's Jackson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Williams going to get it again on second down. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Nix to the air. Screenplay set up for Williams. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. And now an audible here into something else. Throwing Nix. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Flush to his right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
This is 2nd and 8. Now it's Jackson. That one into the hands of Flowers. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 27-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Jackson. Screen play, setting it up for Mitchell. The first down screen pass, good for 5. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Now 2nd and 5.
Come on.
And they'll go on the ground. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And they'll run it here. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 2nd down.
This way. I'm going to go. You change it. You are at. 13. Let's go.
To throw is Jackson. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Tucker's kick is good, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The final shot before break. Nix. He's going to let this one go deep. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. And the Broncos offense set to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They start the second half here with Williams. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 9. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Here's Nix. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Credit the secondary, credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Nix.
He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Back to throw. Nix. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Mims in motion right. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
This one swung out to Williams.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Nix from the shotgun. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to get the football back at their own 17. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. In motion, the tight end. Now Jackson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. And they'll send the tight end in motion.
We change it. No, we change it.
Jackson now. That's going deep for Bateman. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens are able to widen their advantage. Now Lamar changing the play.
No. Yeah.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Denver's offense now set to go. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption.
And this will be caught at the 30. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Marvin Mims, 70 yards. And the Broncos are back within a score. Well, partner, I mean, if anybody was still questioning whether or not he had an NFL caliber arm, I think you can toss that right out the window. That was a heck of a throw right there.
I would agree totally. Question it no more. This rookie, big-time throw right there. Great poise, stepped up, trusted he could lay it in there perfectly, and he knew that his guy was going to make the catch on the other end. Nice collaboration.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The former Minnesota Golden Gopher Rashad Bateman leading this offense back onto the field. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's what really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth.
Delay of game, offense.
And they'll accept that penalty. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Henry up the middle. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Jackson. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Andrews, 55 yards. And the Ravens use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They begin the drive with Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. But now he appears to be in some pain. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. A first carry now for Jaleel McLaughlin. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. And now they'll shift things around. To throw, here's Nix. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Now it's Nix. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. To throw is Nix. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Mims in motion right. Here's Nix once more. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Lutz good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Baltimore Raven offense returns, and we see wide receiver Rashad Bateman bringing him out. He's north of 150 yards in this game. He's been doing his thing, hasn't he?
That he has, and he's been enjoying himself. And it's the type of game that you get locked into a pretty good groove. May not be record-shattering, but it's the type of game that if you accumulate that throughout a season, you're going to be one of the top receivers in the game.
See how much they incorporate him here on this drive. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Change it.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Oh, we changed it.
Play action. Now Jackson rolling to his right. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
2nd and 9.
They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Holding offense.
So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Henry out of the pistol. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
They'll run again. And to the 46 he goes and no further. So he is well short of the 1st down marker.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Go ahead. Now, yeah. Report.
Throwing now is Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And the 2nd wave of as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. They'll give Henry another shot. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
3rd and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. Henry.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. They'll run for it with Henry. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a 2-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.
So it's a win here for the Ravens, and it was just too much Lamar Jackson. He really played well.
Yeah, he was just on target all afternoon with 3 touchdown passes. They couldn't find a way to stop him, and ultimately, he guided them to victory.
So that
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens, and it comes your way next.
And we are underway here in Las Vegas. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their rookie QB, the young man out of Oregon.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Nix to the air. Forced out to his left. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. Throwing Nix. That is caught. And he will have the Broncos first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. They try the left side here with Williams. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain too.
Here's 2nd and 3. They run off tackle right with Williams. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across. John Harbaugh never shy about bringing out the red challenge flag, and he'll do so. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. Off the play fake, here's Nix. He'll air this one out for Mims. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown Broncos. Marvin Mims, 49 yards. And the Broncos are on the board first here in Vegas. Boy, just zero hesitation from the rookie passer there, partner. He is coming out firing in this opening quarter.
And all the talk leading into this game was that pass rush talking about challenging this guy, getting into his grill, getting into his space. And how about him? Might be his first year in the NFL, but I don't see any fear in him at all. How about that big-time throw right out of the gate?
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and a couple. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
Buying time to his left. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They go play action with Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Now a 2nd and 10. Jackson. Flushed out right.
And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And the Broncos will take over here just shy of the 30.
He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck. And got his man complete.
Down the right sideline.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Marvin Mims.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just 1 play resulting in the touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Looking deep here for Flowers.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 39 yards there, a big one. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 31. And the slot man goes in motion left. Here's Jackson to throw.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 17-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Throwing is Jackson.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
2nd and 10.
To throw again is Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson from 17 yards out. And the Ravens have cut it back within a score. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play.
Incredible when they do, and you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1.
Again, it's Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
A yard, all they need, but it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Here's Nix. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Now they'll change things around before the snap.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. 61 yards.
And the Broncos have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it as we resume action.
Lutz now to kick this one away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got them pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
That's going deep for Bateman. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Riley Moss. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
And, Charles, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you're trying to force plays, right? You're trying to get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They run it again with Williams. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Nix. To the right side, he's got Vele. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Nix being chased out left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed on him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix.
Dancing to his left.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Williams will score. Touchdown, Broncos.
And you can bet when they were in that huddle, there was definitely some urgency because I'm sure they were saying to each other, we got to push this one in right now so we don't have to run this on 4th down, and there'll be extra bodies in the hole. That's excellent work there at the point of attack. All it takes is one little crease as he fights his way into the end zone.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense back out there. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. Jackson now.
No hesitation, goes right back to Likely.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down. Slot man moves right.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep and run up the middle with Henry.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
2nd and 7.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left.
Running left, here's Mitchell.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That second down play nets a -4.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Now Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the first down marker. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this 4th down call.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down and, forget the field goal because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Javonte Williams in the...
More than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They'll go play action with Nix.
They'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Now it's Nix. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. To throw, here's Nix. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
And with the way things have gone so far tonight, I figured this was going to be a touchdown because he's wide open. But instead, the ball's laid out just a bit too far, and they come up empty.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Now they'll audible to something else.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
63 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
To throw is Nix.
Forced out to his, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he will find his man set, and that's complete. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. Nix. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
And his throw is incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Nix to throw again.
Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Jackson from the shotgun. Finding Walker complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan, Coach. Well, no sooner do the teams get to the locker rooms and they're running right back out. Halftime over, third quarter, ready to go. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Again, it's Henry. Pushes him aside at the 45. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Cody Barton there to bring him down. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They go play action now. Jackson, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now fourth down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
They're going on fourth down. It's Jackson. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's got some space here. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 84 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Brandon Stevens there on the tackle. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Now they'll change things up. Now Williams running left. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams with his second touchdown of the night. And the Broncos are able to extend their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get...
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Now a handoff running left. This is Williams. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Nix to the air. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sutton. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Throwing Nix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Broncos have opened the lead up to 30. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
3rd quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Jackson to Bateman there. 1st down, Ravens. They'll look to throw here. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Riley Moss. And the Broncos are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. The busy night continues for Williams. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. Now 2nd and 3. And now an audible here into something else. 2nd and 3. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. Off the play fake, here's Nix. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The slot man in motion right. Here's Nix. That is caught past the 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal. Williams. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacked.
And Williams is in for a Bronco touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Lutz good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
throwing is Jackson. That's into the hands of Flowers over the middle. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Nick Bonito coming in there to record the sack. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now back to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Brandon Jones picking it off. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 140 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun is Nix. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 47 yards. Off the play fake, here's Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And that's going to be incomplete.
It's been a nice day for him as a passer and as a runner. One of the few mistakes he's made in this ball game. The wrong choice on that one. That one goes incomplete.
To throw is Jackson. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And my goodness, another interception. And the Broncos are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
Fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety. And the defensive penetration there blew that play up and got him 2 points.
How about how they got off at the snap of the football, got upfield.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Jackson. That's going deep for Bateman. And now here's another interception. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
On play action, here's Nix. To the right side, he's got Vele. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now we give up the middle to Williams. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. 163 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Now it's Nix. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are. Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Jackson now. That one into the hands of Flowers. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now Jackson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
We changed it. No, we changed it. Hey, come on.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And my goodness, another interception. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, No one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot.
To throw is Nix. He completes this to Sutton. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. They try the left side here with Williams. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. To throw, here's Nix. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Lutz will look to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. And they can't connect. Incomplete. That stops the clock with 3 seconds left, so probably one final play here in the second quarter, barring a penalty.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
One last shot for Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. They'll try and run it here. And he will get into the end zone as the deficit moves from really bad to slightly less than really bad. Well, at least at the very end, there's something to take away. They lost the game, but got in the end zone, got a 2-point conversion as well. I don't know, though. In the end, you still lost the football game.
You still lost the game, but maybe they were just capitalizing on the flurry at the end, right? You scored the touchdown, keep the momentum going, go for 2. Maybe they're working on something for